very long because I got a lot of things going on over here, but I'm called this live stream nunc pro tunc because you're blowing my mind with the Latin. So I've got just Wikipedia, a judgment nunc pro tunc is an action by a trial court correcting a clerical rather than judicial error in a prior judgment. A nunc pro tunc may be signed even after, let's see, same legal force and effect as if it had been entered or enrolled on an earlier day. Does it mean retroactive?
Huh. No, it means now for then.
Ah, now for then. Yes. And it says it retroactively corrects an earlier filing. Nunc pro tunc. Now for then. Literally, now for then. Okay.
So here's the deal. There was, by having, among other things, being an indigent pro se litigant, you know, they give me improper pauperous. Anyhow, it was kind of funny today. To let you know about how great money sucks. Is somebody phoned my bank card and took out $501 at Winco and 200 and something. It wasn't even 200. It was close, 203 or whatever the numerology was when they raided my bank account, right?
Okay.
So I called and they're going to do a fraud dispute, and they told me they've got 10 business days for them to do that, and then if somebody jacks my card, then I'll get my money back, right? Meanwhile, today, I called them on Friday, so I felt better about that. But today I called them and said, hey, I wrote a $20 check and a $46 change check, and those are going to bounce. And they said for $32 each, I could put a stop payment on them.
I'm sorry you're going through this. That's terrible.
Right? And so, and they said, or I can cover them with a deposit. And I was thinking, that's perfect. How much do I have to put in the bank? About $180. Like, well, how come? It's because I'm underwater with this fraud on my account. And so they want me to fill that in before I can pay for these checks that are posted, right? They're in the mail, at least, so maybe the mail screw up. So I wrote a $20 check to Cable, and I called and left the voicemail. That's something you might do for me. Why don't you do that? Want to be nice? Tell Cable to hold my check.
K-Boo. Oh, my God. I remember them. K-Boo.
Yeah, they want it by email, so just send them an email on my behest.
Oh, really? Okay. I can, but who knows if it'll go to the right department, like K-Boo Finance, K-Boo Donations?
Yeah, whatever they say, but don't do that now. You can, but
well, I won't remember it if I don't do it now.
Okay, let's do it right now.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. It's development at well, this is a bequest or stock gift. This is like the ultimate bankroll of K-Boo. I'm feeling like such a jerk. Barry, I've had a really hectic life. I'm sorry, Barry Joe Stull, that I have not really been as present as I want to be for so many reasons. Let's see, development at K-Boo. This is an email on oh, hey, I'll just double you in as Cannabis Boo. Okay, so you're just going to be, this is on behalf of Barry Joe Stull. What was the check amount for?
$20.
Please do not cash was it a donation?
Yeah.
Dollar donation check. Due to an, shall I say, an ongoing fraud dispute with his account. Due to not. Okay.
10 business days will be June 25th.
10 business days, June 25th, should resolve the matter. the matter should resolve.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put if possible to be polite. Okay, please, if possible. And this is to development at KBOO. But they might, okay. Thank you so much. So much. Wow, I feel like I need to like a better moniker. I just.
So yeah, it was, did you say it was the June 9th check? Do we care?
I would assume it would mean the most recent one. I could go ahead and like view message and say.
Did you send it already?
Yeah, yeah, I did, but I'll just say
Don't worry about it. No, it's fine. That's good enough.
Okay,
I think. Check once a week.
Okay, that's really sweet of you though to support KBOO.
Well, the thing is, you know, what are my options, right? I can pay the bank $32 to stop the payment. The KBOO's not going to get the money. They're going to find out the check's no good. Yeah. Or I can let it bounce, and KBOO's not going to get the money, and they'll find out the check's no good. But then I can negotiate after the, I'll just say, like, look, man, we proved it that I was a crime victim.
Yeah. Right. So when did was it a mugging or was it like a lost wallet?
I lost my card. Probably left it in the machine or something.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We're talking over each other. They took out $501 from Winco. And I don't know how you can do that without a PIN. So, who knows? That's why I don't have to worry about
Cash advance? Yeah, that is weird. That's actually so weird. Some ultimate hacker stuff.
But I had that hangover effect of, oh my God, what about my checks that are in the mail already?
Oh God, I don't envy you.
Because what can I do, right? So, lucky for me, it was only my landlord and my water bill. But I've been procrastinating. I got a cop come over. He came over at 2:45 in the morning when he got here from my 10 o'clock call, that I noticed that somebody bent my back door in a failed break-in.
Ooh, la. Dang.
Yeah, he called me up and he apologized that it was so late because there was a shooting and they were delayed.
Oh, I'm so sorry. And I figured you were calling about the impending apocalypse that is dawning upon Oregon in 2 weeks when the eviction moratorium is over or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, so here's what I found out. I don't know what your Googleator phone told you, but check this out. There's in our very, very well obscured disability discrimination legislation in Oregon, prohibited, right? It's supposed to make things better, right? What they've done is they've got our protection, me and who else, is under RS 659A.142, which hidden in the chapter of law that basically calls itself employment discrimination, right? So it's got stuff like parental leave for pregnant women or whatever, all these rules that they've got. They have nothing to do with this little sliver of every bit of Oregon civil rights legislation for persons with disabilities. It's not in that one 659A.142, except for the housing stuff, which is in 659A.145. And they kind of don't read that. They kind of like blow right past that on their way to reading the Landlord Tenant Act and Chapter 90 and the how to kick people out. Like they're going to be reading Chapter 105. So that's the one you want to look at. Chapter
105. Okay.
Yeah, because see, my deal was, and like a dog eating his vomit, I'm going to tell you what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at the section of law that actually says Commissioner of the Bureau of Labor and Industry, right? And that's one of 4 of Oregon statewide elected officials. We don't have a vice governor or lieutenant governor or any of that junk. We only have the Secretary of State, which Kate Brown stepped up. That happened, right? So you have the Secretary of State, the governor, the treasurer, and the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor and Industries, which they call BOLI at the time, right? Okay, so BOLI's got this enabling statute that they can make rules, and have like all the ongoing criminal trespass of BOLI right now, right? So that'll be how I settle my federal court. I'll walk into BOLI and say, "Hi, folks, I'm in jail. This post in 2010."
Right.
So anyhow, I had Harry Parsons, the tall guy, and his Supreme Court case, State versus Gaines, cites my Stull versus Hooks, who were dummy. We both went to Lewinsky and Clark College, and he represented me on the Lewinsky and Clark College case, and so interesting experience to have my relationship with Harry. But he represented me in front of Judge Immergut on my criminal trespass at BOLI.
Immergut let you chew gum.
What's that?
Immergut let you chew gum, am I right?
Yeah.
I found that on Twitter the other day. I keep a note of things like this.
Yeah, so anyhow, if you, the issue is, if you don't, my issue is, if you don't file a complaint with the Bureau of Labor and Industries to get your civil rights, protected, we'll say, litigated by them, by the state agency that's supposed to do that, then you can go to court. You can go to state court or federal court, and the federal court is going to look to the state court for purposes of filing deadlines and statute of limitations. It's called, I found the new word, the forum state. So Oregon is the forum state for my federal case against all these people, the city of Portland and all, the world, you said, right? And anyhow, the issue is the statute of limitations. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to nunc pro tunc, which is going to just knock their socks off. That's going to be the biscuit in the chicken yard. I'll talk to you about that.
Biscuit in the chicken yard. I get it now. Yeah.
Yeah, and so anyhow, the thing is, they've got this right to file a civil action, right? And you can tell that it's written by the legislature that they really never, they don't ride on the bus, we'll say. They're all about making sure that there's a bus lane or something, or a bus stop, but they don't ride on the bus. So all this legislation and shit that they're never encounter in their life, so they just write it hoping that there's some, tooth fairy taking care of stuff, right? And so this imaginary thing is the Bureau of Labor and Industries, which I found in my experience is incompetent. It's not intentionally incompetent, right? So
not intentionally incompetent. And would that pertain to like the rest of the entire state of Oregon? Not intentionally incompetent.
Okay, so here's what they do, and here's how I'm gonna win. Here's how I'm gonna win. Okay.
When's your court date? Can you tell me? You want me to look it up?
What's that?
When's your court date? This is a federal docket.
I've got a deadline on the 18th, and I really don't know if the judge got my letter that said the defendants are still trying to kill me. Fuck you! That I sent from jail.
Right.
I sent something to Michael Simon too because they were like right next door and I knew the address. That's the good thing about knowing the federal courthouse address is when you're in jail you can send a letter to see if it gets out. That was my thing because they didn't even let me out of my cell. So anyhow, here's the thing. The Bureau of Labor and Industries has somewhere, and I knew I had it right. And I even talked to one of these bozos over there, and they kind of said it, but they don't know what they're talking about. So what's that mean? But I knew that there was this thing about the continuing unlawful practice. Then the deadline was the most recent. And then it relates back to the previous ones, like a big old string of pearls, right? Okay, so anyhow, I filed my timely lawsuit when it was timely, and then it aged out. And I just went ahead and I threw that same complaint in under I kept the same name, Bueller, right? Because he was the guy that started it. And so, anyhow, trying to backfill how they're saying it, I missed the statute of limitations by however many years or whatever the story is, right? And so in the process of this, I found out these various ways that I'm busting the lawyers, and there's a bunch of them, where they just aren't getting it right. And one of the things is the disability discrimination in public accommodation, which includes government and all these other things. That's only referenced in ORS 659-142. And you got to know to look for it there. And you don't know to look for it there because even in this thing that says you can sue in civil court, whether or not you go to the Bureau of Labor and Industries, there's some processes about that, right? But you can sue in civil court, and it's got all these statutes that you can sue under, right? An action may be brought under subsection 1 of this section alleging a violation of ORS 10.090, ORS 10.092, 25 something, 408 something, 408 something, 455, 464, 652, 653, 653. These are chapters. 653, 659, 659, 659, right? Okay, so they've got all this stuff, right? And then my particular umbrella is under this list, right? Semicolon here, comma there, right? But anyhow, it's got this point where it says 659A.103 to 659A.145. So my number is in there. They don't mention it. So you can't find it with a search.
Civil rights.
Because it's not there. It's 103 to 145, which of course would mean anything in between there. But you have to know that there's something in between there. So they've done a really good job of hiding this stuff, right? And so I've got one of the lawyers saying inappropriately that the 1-year statute of limitation for disability discrimination and public accommodation is under 659A 403. But if you go to 659A 403, they have every color and stripe of class except for disability. It's not on the list. They didn't put it on the list. It's on its own list at the 142. So it says discrimination in place of public accommodation prohibited. And then it says blah, 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 blah. Discrimination or injury on account of race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, national origin, marital status, or age if the individual is of age. And that means if you're 18 or older, you can have an age discrimination complaint. And you're not allowed to do anything age-wise except for giving benefits to people that are 50 years of age or older. So, the liquor stuff, right, and marijuana stuff keeps people that are not 21 out. But you're not allowed to have we're going to give stuff to people that are 30. That's age discrimination. If you're over 50, you can do shit. But anyhow, if you can do an age discrimination complaint at the age of 18 in Oregon.
Well, Barry, I think I might have to get back to some stuff, and my life has just been like in a blender. I hope this year settles down, but I want to do like a really long, maybe let's do like a really long talk show broadcast later when I can do the sound differently, because I got all these fans blowing out and it's noisy, and I'm being really sensitive about my lovely neighbors. So I kind of am doing like actual silence, which is kind of nice for migraines and peace. I'm actually into silence suddenly after protesting it for so long. I really like a quiet atmosphere, but whatever I have going on, I'm going to try to get through and keep sorting everything out. But this is exciting.
I'm going to do it on my typo on the filing date. When I filed it, remember?
Yeah, oh yes.
So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to respond to all these motions to dismiss because of statute of limitations by saying that, hey, wait a minute. Let's resolve this now, right? Now's the chance. And it's brand new. It's a brand new rule. It's a brand new era. Nobody knows if you accidentally type the wrong email and it doesn't get it's
COVID courts. Yeah, I remember this big long deal.
Right? So that's the thing. It didn't come back as undeliverable. I called the clerk to confirm it, and I couldn't because there wasn't a staffer that could do that, right? And then so then what do we do, right?
Yeah.
And just call it different junkyard. So all the livers in the world are going to have to chew on that one. Because what it allows them to do, Marianne, is it allows them to look at the fact that they kept me in the same cell from the 10th of November to the 29th of November. I never got out of the cell.
Yeah.
No phone call, no attorney, no shower, they had my water turned off for it. So yeah, it was an interesting ordeal. But anyhow, that's what the statute of limitations is hanging on. As far as the 2-year limit. And so I'm looking here, but since they don't specify that there's only a 1-year statute of limitations to file a discrimination, a person with disability discrimination. It's not listed, and it's not there, it isn't. So they can't put it there.
Yeah, right. So how can they put a statute on your, these are like the most they don't even know these rights exist though, because it's Oregon. But you're awesome, Barry. You sound like in good form. You sound cheerful and like upbeat and on top of your game, and you're thinking hard, and I'm proud of you. And I hope you get your wallet sorted out. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I haven't eaten, and I did have some gummies. They're vitamin D3. You've been taking them. You got your vitamin D going on?
I have one multi that has everything, and I tend to alternate it with a B. I like my Bs because they don't freak my stomach out so bad. But yeah, no, I'll take some DEET, and I'm alive. I don't need a lung transplant, and yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about the city is I didn't get the city's mail. Instead, I got run over by a car up by I got run down or run up, whatever you do when you ride up, conk your head on the curb. So yeah. So anyhow, I didn't get my mail. And the court gave me an extension of time from the 14th of last month to the 18th of this month to respond to all these answers to my complaint. And so anyhow, the thing got their thing in here, and there are some omissions. Like when I had my rampage, and they had me in the police car, that the cop took my keys, and she did it on purpose, and I never got them back.
Well, that's not good.
And that's in the lawsuit. And so City replied to the lawsuit, but he didn't address that fact at all, that they jacked my property. And similarly with my musical equipment that was down here at the park, that when I got arrested, they just like, there I go, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, I'm looking at a stack of paper and I'm typing, and I did find that the part about the continuing violation, it goes to relates back, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them one for their money. But, yeah, that was the report.
That was excellent, Barry. Thank you for keeping up with me. And I love that you have my Google Voice, because I love getting like a phone alert on my Gmail that you called me on Google Voice. And you're like the only person who uses that number. So that's your like exclusive line.
Does it do voice to text? Could you read it?
It literally says it says blank blank, hey, it's Barry Joe Stull. I'm here looking at the Oregon Revised Statute 659 at time limitations. You know what it doesn't have in their home, and 659-8142 anywhere, that's going to throw a biscuit in the chicken yard. That means the statute of limitations got to be 2 years. See a baby. Give me a call, 503, my deadline's Friday. Okay, you're on it. Sweet.
Yeah.
Transcribe.
What I said was, I said sextant, like the guy on the ship, right? Sextant. And what was the other thing I said?
Sextuplets?
Yeah, I might have said sextant. But those are the things that your Google, your Google just X'd out my secret message.
Well, no, I X'd it out to censor it for my YouTube broadcast, which you can watch in the live shows at the Mary Yang One channel, the very unvisited channel.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll send you the Donovan LaBella song one day. It jumped in my head, and it's kind of a beautiful song. It's about the kid with permanent brain damage from his federal courthouse boombox moment. It's really sad. It's like an actually sad song. But this kid's gonna struggle for life with like permanent brain damage from his protest activities. There was another weird thing that happened, like some car rammed into somebody in Minneapolis. But you stay safe, Barry. I want you in good shape. You sound good.
Okay.
All right.
Get off my phone. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
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 Yep. Bye.